In this video, we're talking about the recent reveal of pricing from PSA for grading comic books and how, in my opinion, they've doubled down on dumb. I can't think of any other way to put it. Their entire strategy up until this point has just been one false start after another. I would have done it completely opposite. And at the end of the video, we'll touch on what I would have done different had I been in a decision-making position at PSA, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. From a business standpoint, if collectors decide that they want PSA for their graded comics, I'll gladly switch to PSA. And from a collector standpoint, if they provide a better service for grading collectibles, then as a collector, I'll switch to them. But I do not see it heading in that direction. The biggest thing now, to me, this is the nail in the coffin. This is a post from Neo Cards and Comics on Instagram. So it looks like this is actually a collaborative post with Neo Cards and Comics, Automatic Comics, Swagglehouse Comics, and Como Comic Books. So if you're interested in being a part of this conversation, go and check out this post and give these gentlemen a follow. Is that they've released their pricing. Now, I don't know exactly where he got this. I couldn't find it online. I just quickly looked. But I think it's safe to assume that this is going to be the prices that they have coming out. And just to save everyone from, diving too far in the numbers, if we're being generous, it's the same as CGC, but in reality, it's probably a little bit higher than CGC. CGC's fee for the modern tier is $27 per item, but if you have an account with them, you can get 10%, 15%, 20%, or dealers get as much as 25% off. So that posted fee that you see on CGC, you get a discount off of that. That's the big piece that we don't know about PSA is what kind of membership fees would they have. From what we're seeing, I would assume that they might try to copy CGC. If you're watching this video the day it comes out, I'm running a discount for 4th of July weekend. I'll put the discount code on the screen. 15% off the recently added stuff, excluding big boy books. Look at that, ASM 300, ASM 238 and a 96. 15% off the recently added, and 25% off the clearance section. All you have to do for the clearance is navigate to the clearance section, add it to your cart, and you will automatically get the 25% off for the clearance stuff and 15% off for the 4th of July stuff. I might even increase the discount, but I'll notify that through the newsletter at brycecomics.com, so make sure you're signed up there. In so doing, you're entered to win free slabs. This month we have a brand new giveaway, and congratulations to this guy. You won the newsletter giveaway for brycecomics.com for the month of June. And congratulations to this guy. You won the YouTube giveaway for the month of June here at Bryce Comics. And we have a brand new YouTube giveaway for the month of July. If you subscribe, comment, and like, you're entered to win this. It's likely not going to be anything better than CGC as far as submission discount. And it's probably going to mimic what they do for cards, and I'm not sure what that is. But all we have right now to go on is the listed price, and just going off of the listed price and not factoring in any kind of subscription discount, it's the same or worse in some cases from CGC. And a couple little things that they've done that I think are just kind of tricky and also kind of gives you a little insight into what kind of company they are, is they've got a slash price. So what does this mean? What does this slash price mean? Does that mean that it's normally going to be $30 an item and that they're doing, is this the promotional price? Or is that just how they show? They've never once charged for grading. So it's not like they've slashed the price. This is the out the gate price. To have a slash price for an out the gate price is strange, unless they're tripling down on dumb and their normal price is going to be $30 and they're giving a promotional price of $1 less than CGC, which after the subscription is actually more. Okay. Either way, this to me is just weird and kind of tricky. Why do the slash price? And the other tricky thing that they've done is a flat fee for these higher tiers. And it may look like, that's a better deal than CGC because CGC charges a percentage of the FMV. But in reality, this is just a tricky way of disguising the same exact fee. CGC's stated fee for the high tier stuff is 4%, but then again, you get the discounts off of that for the subscriptions. $1,000 fee for a $25,000 item is 4%. So they've just disguised it. And in fact, it's actually worse because that would be only if your item was actually declared at the top of the tier. So anything between 10 and 25,000 is going to be more than a 4% fee for this, which I want to just stop right there and say, if you're even considering sending a $25,000 comic to PSA to be graded and you're considering paying their fee, I think that would be a very unwise decision to send in anything in any of these upper tiers and pay more than you would pay to CGC to have it graded. I think is a silly move at this point, but I could see one possible situation where that would be a smart move. And it kind of leads into my next point, which is like how I would have approached this so much differently, is if they offered to grade it for free. Let's say you have a $250,000 comic and PSA says, we'll grade it for free because we want the clout. We just want our label on that $250,000 comic. If they would grade it for free, I would do it. And then I would try to get the CGC price for it. And if I couldn't, I'd crack it out and send it to CGC because there's nothing to be risked there. But I don't think that they're going to do that. I don't think that they're going to offer that to anyone because I've seen their approach to marketing, what they offer to people, and it's laughable. Their offer to me was like something equivalent to like less than a couple $100 to have me like promote their business and have some of my stuff graded by them. I'm assuming that they would only grade like lower value stuff, and they offered to grade 5 comics for me. That was their big offer, which was just so laughable. I didn't even have to consider it. And I've talked to other creators who also were like, what? You want to offer me what? Like, it was just nothing. And so what I'm seeing from them is like a tightness, that like their approach to business is tight. Like you're seeing it with their offers to creators and stuff to promote them. You're seeing it with their pricing, where it's just a little bit more than the leading company that has a 20-year foothold in the industry. I just would like to be a fly on the wall in those meetings and just see how they came to this conclusion as this is your starting price. So what would I have done differently? First of all, with the case, everybody hates the case. Everybody hates the label. And it's because we're collectors. We like to put things on the wall. We want it to all look the same. We don't want like this glaringly different size case or this different looking label. You want like congruity. So I would have copied the CGC case as much as legally possible. I don't know if CGC has like a patent on like the appearance of their label. If they don't, then I would just copy the label exactly and put PSA instead of CGC. But if there is like a legal ramification to that, just make it as different as it has to be, which would be very small to be legal, and make it look almost the same. Like why are we trying to make it look different? As for the pricing, I would have come out with an aggressive pricing strategy to get started. Something crazy, like maybe we grade the first 100,000 comics for free. Like give collectors an offer they can't refuse. Like the way I would look at this is you're coming to a market that has all of these barriers for your success. Collectors have been doing it a certain way with a different company. They like the way it looks. So, and the pricing, like, so what I would do is remove as many of those barriers as possible to make it just irresistible for collectors to at least try PSA. And that would be an aggressive offer coming out the gate. And it might seem crazy to say grade 100,000 comics for free, but they can absolutely stomach that as an expense. Chalk it up to a marketing expense. In fact, you would have a tax incentive for the cost of that. You can't just write it off and it's free to do that, but you can write off the expense of grading 100,000 comics, and that would have some tax incentive to recoup it. But at the end, you would have this huge base of customers that have created accounts and submitted books, and you grade them for free, and now you have a presence in the aftermarket. People are actually trading these things on eBay and all the other platforms and selling, and you have a foothold. But now you have created another barrier. You're going to charge more than the competition and offer very little incentive for people to send in their books. So that's what I would have done differently. Make it look as close to CGC as possible. Have an aggressive offer to new collectors. It doesn't look like we're going in that direction. It looks like they're just not going to be a real player in the graded comic scene, which brings me to the 2 takeaways from this video. Number 1 is disappointing. It's disappointing that here's yet another missed opportunity, in my opinion, for a company to be competitive with CGC. We haven't seen how it's actually going to play out, but my money is on them not even being close to competition for CGC. And to me, that's disappointing because I think competition is good. I think it would light a fire under the seat of CGC to, really mind their P's and Q's and step their game up. And I think that would benefit everyone. But I don't think that that's what's going to happen here. And the second takeaway is what can we learn as entrepreneurs or businessmen, if any of you are out there watching this, of how this type of strategy coming in, being tight with your marketing, being tight with your money and stuff, like how is this going to play out? Sometimes the best teachers in life are what not to do. And I think we're going to get a lot of lessons out of PSA on what not to do when trying to break into an established community. That's all I have for this video. A little bit of a rant. Again, no skin in the game. I don't care either way. Whatever the collector wants at the end of the day is what we'll do as a business, and we'll see how they are with their grading, and maybe they surprise all of us and have a better service, and then we can have a better grading company, and it's a win-win. Thank you for sticking with me to the end of the video. We've got some crazy stuff coming next week. Very exciting new inventory, so stay tuned for that.